Hi CCC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're going to learn how to make this really cool American flag flower. It's got red, white, and blue, and so yeah, it's going to be pretty easy. I think it's beginner friendly. So to get started, what you're going to need is you're going to need for mine I used a 4.25 millimeter hook. I used red, white, and blue and red heart and mainstays yarn. And you will need a darning needle and a pair of scissors. Okay. I would like to ask you to please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notify me bell below so that you can get notified of my future videos. And if you like this video, please consider sharing it to friends, family, social media sites like TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. It helps so much and I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. We're going to make a slip knot and just chain 44. Okay, so now that we've chained 44, we're going to single crochet all the way back down. So in the second chain from the hook, so right here, not this chain, but this chain, we're going to put one single crochet. So just go into that stitch, pull up, you have 2 loops, go through both loops. And just keep doing that all the way down. Okay, and now we're on the last stitch here, so we're going to put our last single crochet. It's going to curl at this point because you're doing single crochets like that. That's normal. It's going to probably look like that. So, or it may not, just depends on the yarn and then the hook that you're using and things like that. But now you're going to chain 3 and 1 more, so a total of 4, and you're going to turn your work. That counts as a double crochet chain 1 right there because you did 4, okay? Then you're going to go right back into the same stitch right here where this is coming out of, so right there, and you're going to put a double crochet. So now you've just created what they call a V-stitch. So now you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2. You're going to go into the next one and you're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches again. Go into the next, put a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. Skip 2, go into your next stitch, put a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. So like I said, these are V stitches, and it's because they look like a V, and you're just going to keep working them all the way down just like that. So go ahead and finish yours all the way down and I'll meet you back up in just a minute. Okay, so now we finished our row here. We're going to do a V in this last stitch, which I did right here. And then we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn our work, okay? And now we're going to be working into these chain spaces in the middle of our V's, okay? So what we're going to do is this chain of 3 counts as a double crochet. So working right into the middle of this V stitch, we're going to put another double crochet, then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then we're going to jump over to the middle of this V stitch, and we're going to put 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Then we're going to jump over to the middle of this V stitch and we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. And into the next top of this V stitch. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. So you're going to keep doing that all the way down, even into this last V-stitch right here. So I'm going to finish doing mine and you do yours, and we'll meet back up in just a minute. Okay guys, so now I'm on the last V-stitch here that I need to work into, and I just wanted to show you what it looked like. It has these points, it's curving. This is exactly what it should look like, so don't worry, okay? So then we're going to go into this last V-stitch and we're going to do the 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay? And then you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And we're still working with the red. We haven't switched over yet, okay? So we're going to keep working with the red, and now we're going to start making the flower petals, okay? So we're going to be using the middle of these V-stitches, and then we're going to be using these this space in between these double V-stitches, okay? So what we're going to do is right here we've got these 2 double crochets that we did previously, and then we have a chain 2 space. So that's what I'm going to be talking about when I say let's work into the chain space, okay? So we're going to be working right here into this chain space, and we're going to make 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and that's what it looks like, kind of like a shell stitch. And then right in between this grouping of double crochets and this grouping of double crochets, you're going to put a single crochet right there in the middle. Okay, and now we're going to be working back into this chain space again, and we're going to do 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then right in between this group of double crochets and this one right here in this space, we're going to put a single crochet. Okay, so we're going to do that 2 more times. I mean, 1 more time, I'm sorry, 1 more time. There's 3 of these reds here. So we're going to go right into the next one and do 8 double crochets. Okay, and now we're going to bring in our white color. So I'm going to go right into my next stitch because that's where I would make my single crochet right here in between these 2. We're going to act like we're going to do a single crochet. I'm going to bring up my loop, but I'm going to finish it with the white. So I'm going to go through with the white, just like this. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to tie these together like this to pull it down. And then I'm going to cut off my red, and then I'm going to be working over this white and red as I go down so I don't have to work them in later, okay? So now that's how you change colors for this. And so now what we're going to do, and I'm working over these in the back by laying them over like this. So now we're going to work right into this space and do 8 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then you're going to go in between these stitches right here, and you're going to put a single crochet. And then you're going to go into your next and put 8 double crochets. And again, I'm working this along the back. Okay, so we have our 8 double crochets, and again, we're going to go in between these groups here, and we're going to put a single crochet. And right there, I think that's enough. So I'm going to turn that over, pull tight, and cut off. And then we're going to do 2 more of the shell stitches and the single crochets. We're going to do 2 more of those. So let's go into our next stitch and put 8 double crochets. And a single crochet in between these 2, and 1 more group of 8 double crochets. And now we're going to go in like we were going to make a single crochet, but we're going to change colors. We're going to go back to the red for a minute. So just like I showed you before, we've gone in like we were making a single crochet, but we're going to finish it by bringing in this red, okay? Then I'm going to turn my work over. I'm going to tie these 2 together, pull tight, and then cut off the white where I'm leaving enough to work in. Okay, and now we've got our red on, and again, I'm going to work these in through the back. So now I can go right into my next stitch, and I'm going to put 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then my single crochet in the middle here, and 8 double crochets again. And another single crochet, and I think I've worked that in a good bit back here, so I'm going to just pull that, pull tight, and cut that off so it's not in my way anymore. And we have 1 more group of 8 double crochets that we're going to do. So go into your next stitch, or your chain space rather, and put 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to go into our next stitch like we were going to make a single crochet, but we're just going to pull up. And now we're going to change to our blue, and we're going to finish off with this blue. So again, pulling in the color to finish the single crochet, leaving enough here to work in, pull tight, cut off the red, and flip it back over. And now we're going to work over our little scraggly pieces as we go. So again, right into our next chain space right here, we're going to put 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And right in between here, we're going to put our single crochet. And then we're just going to keep doing that all the way down. So I'm going to keep finishing with the blues going down. And when we get to the last one, I'll meet you back up again. Don't forget to work in your ends as you go. Okay, see you in just a second. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I just wanted to show you. It almost looks like a collar. It's totally curved in. This is exactly what it should look like. Okay, and so now we're on our last stitch. We did our single crochet here. We're working into this last chain space, and we're going to put our 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you're going to cut off, leave enough to work in. You are going to be working in your ends here. And then you're just going to pull through just like that. Okay. So now we're going to work in this end and this end. We don't have to work in anymore because we've worked them in as we go. I do want to say just real quick, because I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but if for some reason as you're going along you don't understand the stitches that we are doing, or you're really new to crochet, you haven't worked a double crochet before, those kind of things, look in my description box below and it will show you a video for total beginners. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my darning needle, and I'm going to work in my ends. I'm going to make sure that I work my ends in on the other side of my work, the back side. You can see the back side of your work. You can tell a difference in it. First of all, you can see where we worked in our stitches, and then you can just tell a difference in the back of the stitch. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to go right through the middle here into the back. Okay, and that way I can work it in this way. So as a rule of thumb with crochet, work in 3 times and it'll never come undone, but sometimes I do a little bit more. It's important to go in different directions as well. Sometimes you'll pull them out as you go. So just keep going till you're comfortable and you think that that piece is worked in, so it'll never come undone. Okay, so now I can cut that off. And now we're going to do our other side here. Just like this. And make sure that I work through the back of my work. I'm just coming in right here, and then I'm just going to go through 1, 2, and 3. Then I can cut that off. Sorry, I had my darning needle in my mouth. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to roll this up, but first I want to go ahead and get some red yarn ready on my darning needle. So I'm going to pull out about 2 feet of red yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on my darning needle. You probably won't need that much, but I always like to have more just in case. So I've got that on my darning needle and I've got that ready. Okay, so now what we're going to start doing is we're going to face our work the wrong side out. So this would be the bad side per se of our crochet, and I'm going to turn it like this, and I'm just going to start rolling my work in. So this would have been my first petal. So I'm just going to start by doing like this. So I'm going to hold it at the base here. So not at the side of this, but at the base, which is this right here. And I'm just going to start folding it in just like this. And I'm keeping my hand on the base down here to keep it straight. And then you can kind of just fold this over and it will roll around, okay? Just like this. And voila, you have a beautiful flower. You can arrange it just how you like, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to sew it together. So I just want to make sure again that this is just right. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. I want my blue to kind of come over this way, so I'm going to pull a little tighter. And then I'm going to take this that I had already ready, the red on my darning needle, and I'm going to go right in over here and go straight across. I'm picking up right underneath all of these winding loops that we did. And I'm going to leave a little piece hanging off at the end so that we can work this in later. So I'm going to leave about this much out like that, okay? Then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go diagonal this way. So I'm kind of crisscrossing. And then I'm going to pick up over here and then I'm going to go this way. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go over this way. And I'm going to come over here and go over this way. So I'm just going under all of these, making sure I'm sewing everything together. So I'm going to go through one more time here. And then I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to go right over here to where this comes up here. And I want to make sure that I sew that down so it doesn't flap open like that, okay? So I'm going to go right through here and I'm going to sew this up. And sometimes it can get caught around your stem part. So just pull that through. And I'm just kind of sewing that together where it won't come undone, okay? And then right here, I'm getting to the blue. I'm going to make sure that I work through the back only, just like that, okay? And then I'm going to work this piece in 3 times, and I'm going to go up like this, and then I'm going to go through 1, 2, and 3. And then I can cut off, or you can leave it on and sew it onto something, make a hair barrette. There's so many things that you can do with these. And then the only thing I have left is this piece right here. So we're going to work our last piece in. So I'm just going to work it along here. 1, 2, and normally you would do 3 times. But for the sake of the video, this came undone, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut off. It'll be fine, but normally put that back on and then work it through, okay? I'm going to cut off right there. Fix my flower up a little bit, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Yay! So I hope y'all are having a great time. I hope you're doing well. And I appreciate you watching. Please like, share, and all of those good things. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.